Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Family or Fiance. I think this is episode 7, but it featured Bree and Nakia. Nakia? I hope I'm saying that right. Nakia. Anyway, y'all, I kept writing Nikki in my notes, but I hope I'm saying the name right on here. Hope you guys are doing well. Didn't do any videos last week. I'm not even going to go into detail. I just wasn't in a good headspace last week. And that's the best that I can put it to you without, But I'm here this week, and I hope y'all are doing really good, and I'm feeling a lot better this week. So hopefully it'll continue. Now, let's talk about this episode. Of course, I typed my notes up in my email thinking that I was going to be able to read them off my tablet. But the notes ain't there. So I don't know if it didn't save or upload right. I'm not really, or maybe I should have got my wireless connections together before I left the establishment that I was watching it in, which is Dunkin' Donuts. So I'm going off the top of the dome, and you know how that can go. So Bree and Nakia, I really hope I'm saying that right. Okay, so the two of them are engaged. Neither of their families know that they're engaged. They just know that they're coming there to see about their relationship and talk about the feelings that they have about their relationship. And it's really presented to us that Bree's family is mostly the problem. Nakia says that her mom is easygoing, her sister has some concern about the finances, but Bree's family is really the one that is not really wanting them to be together. They're concerned about her being with this woman because they've never known her to be a lesbian or be interested in being a lesbian. So they're trying to figure out, is this just a phase that she's going through? And is she really wanting to be with this woman? On top of that, she has her kids, how they're going to explain all of that. And Nakia and Bree are dead set on being together. Even if they don't get the family's blessings, we are going to be together. So Bree brings two of her sisters and a friend. The friend and the other sister actually looked a lot alike, so I was getting confused. And then Nakia brings her mother, her sister, and Jasmine. I did not catch who Jasmine was, but she looked like she could have been a niece, so maybe that was her niece. But sorry I didn't catch it. Y'all probably did. But she brings Jasmine. And it's presented to us. It's so funny that we think we're going to have a lot of problems with Bree's family, but we actually had a lot of feelings coming from Nakia's family, and I think even she was surprised by that. So when everybody gets there, of course, it's the same type of plan. You sit down and you discuss, what are your issues? What are your issues? You guys be open with us about your concerns. Bree's family's main concern is this a phase for you? And are you really a lesbian? Because you've never come out of the closet, you've never let us know anything, and we just kind of feel like this is something that you're doing for now. And that eventually you're going to want to go back to men, and then the kid's going to be out here in the dark because I know my sister, and this is just a phase for her. The older sister, I assume she was the oldest. She looked a little bit older than the other one, not in a bad way, but I assume she was. But she was just like, I know my sister, and I know that we weren't raised this way. And I know that if God ain't in it, then it's just not going to work. That was a little problematic for me because, that whole gay thing, I stepped away from a long time ago. Back when I was like 19 or 20, I did a project. I don't know if I've ever told y'all about this. It was like a nature versus nurture project in psychology. And we had to argue a statement or a point that other people may have felt strongly about, or even we felt strongly about. We had to argue for it, and we had to argue against it. And my assignment was to talk about nature versus nurture when it came to being gay. Did I feel like it was a choice? Or not me per se. Did I feel like it was a choice? Or did I feel like it was something that people chose to do? I had to argue both sides of the argument, both for it and against it. And it was a really difficult project to do, but I learned so much in doing that project. And previously, I had felt like that was a choice that people made, and don't nobody be coming for me. I'm telling y'all, I was 17, 18 years old when I was doing this project, so I only had the backdrop of what I had learned up until that point. But the more I did my research, the more I found that wasn't necessarily the case, and I stepped away from it from that day forward, because I can't tell people what to do. I can't tell people how to live their lives. I can't tell people that they were not born that way, because from what I saw, it was just a lot of evidence pointing to it being, I was just like, you know what? I'm keeping my hands off of that from here on out. That is for that person to know about themselves and deal with, and, you know, have their relationship with God, and it ain't for me to touch. It really is not. I just don't touch it. So if everybody else feel like they want to touch it, that's on them. And obviously the sister felt like she wanted to touch it because she said it. But that was just problematic, a little problematic for me, just in the way that she was saying it. It wasn't coming off as a, this is what I've been taught. It was coming off as a like a type of feeling. So whatever. So then we move on to Nakia's family, and the sister feels very strongly about the financial part of their relationship. I feel my sister is stressed out, and are you planning on working? Are you planning on getting a job? And Bree says she got a job. She's a full-time mother. She takes care of the children. She takes care of the household. Eventually she might work. She is going to school, but right now, this is what I'm doing right now to help support our family. And Nakia says she ain't got no problem with Bree doing that, but the sister begs to differ, because she knows as you guys argue, she knows that y'all are struggling, and if y'all struggling, then the other person needs to get a job. The mom feels similar, but the mom is more concerned about their arguments and how they blow up and how some of them have turned physical and the things that they are arguing about. And I want to know, do y'all plan on working on that? So I can't give you my blessing for those reasons. Jasmine just come out and say, I think you a gold digger. And I see Nakia working very hard to take care of you and your children, and you really not doing anything. So, okay, there's that, right? So then we move forward. There's going to be a barbecue so that they can get to know Bree a little bit better. And then there's going to be 20 questions that Nakia is going to get asked by Bree's family. I will start with Bree's family and Nakia. That session to me actually went very well. They asked her pertinent questions, asked her what they wanted to know, and I feel like they got a better feel of who she was, because in the beginning when they first walked in, they were kind of feeling like she was standoffish. She doesn't ever really talk to them and doesn't really want to be around them. But then when her family showed up, everybody was really warm, and Bree seemed even more excited to see them than her own family. So they were a little off put by that. But Nakia explained to them, when I know that somebody not feeling me like that and they don't like me, I go ahead and shut down for them. I go ahead and remove myself, because I don't want to give them the opportunity to shut me out. So with y'all, I felt like y'all didn't like our relationship and wasn't feeling me, so I did back up. But if you get to know me, I am a really fun person. I'm genuine. You will really like me. And they all kind of just smiled, and you could tell that they were really warming up to her personality. So I really thought that went well, and I actually really like Nakia. I think she has a very cool, very laid-back vibe. She doesn't have a problem with the money part, she says, because she has the type of personality that goes out and gets it, and Bree has the take care of home personality, which, now let me just tell y'all, I don't know if it's a what you call it, I hate when I forget the word I'm trying to use. If it's like a misconception or a rumor, or, you know, a facade, I don't know. But I have seen in my own life with friends and family that them lesbian women will take care of home. Okay, they will take care of home. They will take care of children that are not theirs. They will provide, and they will fulfill, if you into gender roles, some of them will fulfill that provider type role. And I've seen it happen multiple times, and really treat you like a lady. I mean, going out and gifts and child. I mean, if you into that, I have seen it really, really done on that end. So, and then I also heard some of y'all lesbians, hell, you know, my homegirl told me that y'all worse than these men. When it comes to some cheating, not all of y'all, but some of y'all, when it comes to some cheating and really getting into your mind. And I imagine so, because they're women too. So anyway, I'm sure the game factor can really, really get taken there. But anyway, so they were warming up to her, and they really liked her. And I really like Nakia too. I love her personality. However, Nakia is a little passive, and we see that when she's dealing with her own family. So Bree is out with the family, they barbecuing, and stuff is getting heated because the sister is really confused as to why Bree don't want to work. She is hell-bent on getting this financial situation sorted out. Why don't you go to work? Like, why aren't you trying to get a job? Why aren't you trying to help my sister? When I see a person that's struggling and they not happy, then I'm concerned. And so Bree said, oh, she told you she wasn't happy. She didn't tell me, I could tell. And Bree said, okay, well, I don't really see that out of her. She wants to marry me. She wants to be with me. She's okay with me not working. If there's anything different going on, then I don't know anything about it. I think somebody by the part next to me. And so then the sister says to her, it makes no sense that you're not working, and she's calling her sisters and her siblings borrowing money. Now, see, that's where the game changed for me, because at first I thought, okay, if they having financial problems or if they're arguing about their finances all the time, then yes, maybe somebody else does need to work. But if they're having like these occasional spats and occasional arguments about, hey, don't spend money on this, don't spend money on that, then I would just stay out of their business. But once you come to my phone calling me, asking me for some money, now you done put me in it. Okay, so if that's what Nakia's been doing, then that's really on Nakia to address with Bree. Bree shouldn't have to address it with the sister, because it seems like Bree didn't know anything about it. I didn't know she was calling and asking you for money. Now that takes it to a different level. That takes it to a different point. And when they do kind of get around Nakia to start talking about it, Nakia begins to shut down on the whole financial situation, like it's really not that big of a deal, and like certain things weren't really happening. She also does this in regards to the domestic problems that they're having. Teresa, the mama, who looked younger than everybody, okay, Nakia's mama, and her sister, they keep talking about how they've seen arguments implode. They've seen Bree put her hands on Nakia, scratches, all kind of things, bullying her, talking to her crazy. And we want to know if that's going to be a concern, the things that you guys are arguing about. And Nakia's almost making it seem like they're making a big deal out of the situation. And maybe they are making it bigger, because we find out later that they do have some problems with domestic violence from their past. So maybe they are highly emotional about it because of what they've been through. But anytime somebody is putting their hands on you, that is a big deal. I don't care if it's a grab, or if it's a punch, or if it's a slap, or if it's a scratch. Anytime somebody's getting physical with you, it's an issue, because nobody should have to get physical with you to get their point across. So it's an issue. And so Nakia was kind of like backing up off it, like it's not really nothing. The finances is not really nothing. The abuse is not really nothing. But what is the abuse? And what is the real financial situation? Are y'all not struggling at all, or is there a struggle? And instead of saying what it is, she's just like, everybody struggle. Everybody's struggling. And the sister is like, no, everybody is not struggling. And so, I don't know. She's a little passive in that regard, and that part is a little bit frustrating. So we move on. Okay, they do have dinner. It seems like Bree's family has settled into Nakia. They cool. They seem to be pretty cool with it for the most part. And now we've got Nakia's family having a lot of the issue and really wanting to get down to some things. So Teresa, nope, that's the mama. I forgot the sister's name. She wants to have a meeting. This is the first time I've seen a family member request to have a meeting with the therapist so they can get through some stuff. Because I want to know what's going on with this domestic violence situation when it comes to my sister and this woman, her fiance. Because I feel like it's bigger than what they're saying. And so the therapist is listening to her concerns. She takes them back to Bree and Nakia and says that if there is a situation where you all are putting your hands on each other, it is serious. And a lot of times what people do is that, they try to cover, or they try to make the situation smaller. And I feel like, Nakia, that's a lot of what you're doing. So Bree does admit, yes, I have an attitude. Yes, I'm stubborn. Yes, I can blow up and I can get real, it's like I get bigger than my own body and I get frustrated, and it is something that I want to work on, and it is something that I do. But the way y'all trying to make it seem, well, what way they trying to make it seem? Because I felt like nobody was ever really clear on how this goes. Are y'all slapping each other? Are y'all grabbing each other? Are y'all getting up in each other's face? Nobody, I just felt fuzzy on the whole thing. Other than the scratch incident. I didn't know really how deep it went, and nobody was really trying to go there, I think. So I guess we never will truly know. But the way they was making Bree sound, you would think she was stomping Nakia down in that house. And I guess we could just never really be for certain. But Nakia says that y'all are trying to make the situation way bigger than what it is. My situation is not y'all's situation. And who is y'all? Well, shoot, everybody in the room. Okay, according to Nakia, if we need therapy, all y'all need therapy, because everybody in this room done been through it. And what did I say, y'all? I thought we had got away from generational curses with Iyanla, but we got them here on the new show. So the OWN network in general. But apparently Miss Teresa, Nakia's mother, has been through a situation where a man was abusing her, trying to pretty much hold her hostage in her own home, and threatened to kill her and the children before Nakia was born. And she had to escape with her kids, or he was going to kill her. The sister has been through a situation. Everything started out good. Year and a half into the marriage, he was hitting her. He was going to the bathroom with her. He was telling her what she could and could not do. And so her worry and her concern, both the mother and the sister, is things are not that bad now, but things could get bad. And I don't want to see you married to someone where things get bad. And that does make sense. A lot of people don't show their true colors till after they get married, from what I've been told. I'm not married, but I've been told that that does happen. And Nakia is still not thinking that she appreciates it, but is not thinking that their situation is going to turn into that, which maybe it won't. But you all do need to address whatever your communication problems and whatever domestic problems that you all are having. It's better to nip that in the bud now than to say it's not a big deal and then it turn into something later. And I think that was all her family was trying to say. Bree's family felt like they were jumping on Bree when they felt like Nakia was just as responsible. And they also have been through some domestic violence situations, to the point where the younger sister just gets up and leaves and she's crying. She can't really talk about it. So in the end, I'm just going to jump straight to it because it ended, it ended well to me. In the end, what the families learn is that Bree was actually raped by a family friend while her sisters were in the next room. And that is the reason a lot of the time why she does get so angry and has a lot of displaced anger, in addition to the fact that she doesn't want anybody else around her kids but her. So she does stay home with her kids. And Nakia's sister begins to understand more of her story, and it makes them realize now that they can work with Bree in her situation. But I love that the sister said that doesn't make what she does excusable, however, because she does need to work on herself. And I agree. The whole family really could stand to do some work if you all haven't dealt with your emotional issues when it relates to abuse. So I felt bad for her. I'm glad she acknowledged it and realized that yes, she does need some help. In the end, everybody does give their blessing, because we now see a family that has taken time to learn and understand each other. So I thought it was an awesome episode. I love Bree's family switched it all the way up, honey. Nakia, they dog now. Okay, what happened to all that? We wasn't raised that way. And if God ain't in it, okay, now that you've gotten to know somebody and understand somebody, you see how your perceptions change? Okay, all right, that's fine. But good for them. I'm glad to see a unit come together. Bree and Nakia did commit to going to therapy, but they have not yet been, according to the update. I really hope, if they see this, they probably won't. I really do hope that you ladies go to therapy. Bree, you especially, because you said that you only went to therapy one time after that rape, and that's not going to be enough. You need to work through your trauma, and you need to be able to trust people around your children other than you. And I know that's hard. I'm not a mother, so I know it's very, very difficult. But at some point, there's going to be a life that you have to live where you're not going to be around them all the time. They're going to have things that they want to do. And you don't want to be that parent that because something happened to you, you now put it off on your kids. Similar to the way that because things happen to Nakia's mom and her sister, they're kind of putting their fears off onto her. So you don't want to be that type of mother. That was really it, y'all. Y'all can like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to try to get Braxton Family Values done this afternoon. However, I got a birthday party to go to. So let me head to Walmart, oh my goodness, and get on home. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.